The stars twinkled in the vast darkness of space. Captain Jeho stood on the bridge of the ESS Defender, Earth's flagship. His dark eyes scanned the screen showing Earth's United Defense Fleet. 30 ships holding position around the blue planet. "Captain, we have unknown objects entering the solar system," said Officer Yuna, her voice calm but tense. Jeho nodded. "How many?" "5 large vessels, sir. They don't match any known design." The bridge fell silent. After years of searching the stars, humanity had finally found proof they were not alone. Or rather, someone had found them. On the lead ship of the approaching fleet, Admiral Doe sneered at the image of Earth on his display. His scaled skin reflected the blue glow from the screen. "Such a primitive world," he said to his second in command. "The Creel Empire will show these creatures their place in the galaxy." The Creel were one of the oldest members of the Galactic Assembly, a group of advanced species who ruled the stars. Admiral Doe had discovered many new worlds, and each time, a show of force was all it took to make them bow. "Shall we send the standard greeting, Admiral?" asked his officer. Admiral Doe laughed. "No, these humans need to learn respect first. Fire a warning shot at their moon." Across the void, Jeho watched in shock as a beam of energy shot from the alien ship and carved a new crater in the moon's surface. "Sir, they're firing weapons," Yuna shouted. Jeho's training took over. "All ships, defensive positions. This is not a drill." The Earth fleet moved with precision, forming a protective shield between the aliens and their homeworld. Admiral Doe was surprised. "They show some discipline. Interesting." He turned to his weapons officer. "Target their largest ship. Show them what real power looks like." The Creel ship fired again, a blinding beam heading straight for the ESS Defender. "Evasive action," Jeho ordered. The massive ship turned with unexpected speed, the beam missing by meters. Jeho knew they couldn't just defend. "All ships, pattern Echo 7. The Earth fleet split into 3 groups, moving in ways the Creel had never seen before. Admiral Doe frowned as his tactical display showed the human ships approaching from multiple angles. "What are they doing?" "Their weapons can't hurt our shields," he said confidently. But he was wrong. The humans had been studying the stars for centuries, developing technologies in secret. As the Earth ships moved into position, they fired specialized weapons designed to disrupt shield frequencies. The first Creel ship shields flickered and failed. "Impossible," shouted Admiral Doe, slamming his fist on his command chair. "They are primitives." Jeho's voice was steady as he gave orders. "Target their engines and weapon systems. We want to disable, not destroy." The Earth fleet fired with surprising accuracy. 2 Creel ships lost power, drifting helplessly in space. Admiral Doe couldn't believe what was happening. These humans were supposed to beg for mercy, not fight back effectively. "Retreat," he finally ordered, "back to assembly space." The remaining Creel ships turned and fled, leaving their damaged companions behind. On the Defender's bridge, the crew cheered, but Jeho remained serious. "This isn't over," he said quietly. "We've just announced ourselves to the galaxy in the worst possible way. Millions of miles away." Admiral Doe sent an urgent message to the Galactic Assembly. "Emergency session required. Have discovered dangerous species in Sector 7. Humans are violent and unpredictable. Recommend immediate containment protocol." In the assembly chambers, thousands of representatives from different species received the alert. Among them, Ambassador Taiwan read the message with concern. Unlike the others, he recognized the signs of wounded pride in Admiral Doe's words. "Computer, show me all data on humans," Taiwan requested. As information filled his screen, the ambassador's eyes widened. "Fascinating," he whispered. "They've survived so much on their world. No wonder they fought back." The assembly would debate soon, but Taiwan had already decided. These humans deserved a chance, not condemnation. Back on Earth, Jai-Ho looked at the stars through the bridge window. "Prepare all defenses," he said. "I think we've just started something big." Sung Min tugged at his tight collar as he walked down the long, curved hallway of the Galactic Assembly Station. The air felt too thin, the gravity too light. Everything was built for beings different from humans. "I am not a diplomat," he muttered to himself. "I'm just a language expert." But Earth's leaders had chosen him for this vital mission. After the battle with the Creole ships, humanity needed someone to speak for them at the emergency assembly meeting. 2 guards with blue skin and 4 arms each stood at the entrance to the great chamber. They looked at Sung Min with obvious distrust. "Human representative," Sung Min said, showing his identification. "I was invited." The guards checked their screens and stepped aside without a word. Scientists Ha-Jin and Min-Ho worked late into the night in their lab at the Global Science Center. Ever since the battle with the Creole, they had been studying the alien technology and biology from the captured ships. "Look at this," Ha-Jin said, pointing to her screen. "The Creole bone structure is much lighter than ours." Min-Ho nodded, his tired eyes fixed on the data. "And their muscles are weaker too. But why? Their technology is so advanced." Ha-Jin pushed her long hair back and typed quickly. "I think I know. Computer, show Earth gravity compared to other known planets in the assembly." The screen filled with a chart. Earth was highlighted in red. "There," she said excitedly. "Earth's gravity is much stronger than most inhabited worlds. We evolved in conditions that would crush many aliens." Min-Ho moved to another screen showing oxygen levels. "It's not just gravity. Our air is thicker, our planet more radioactive, and our temperature range wider. We're used to conditions that would kill most of them." They looked at each other as the truth became clear. Humans weren't special because of technology. They were special because of their bodies. "We need to test this," Ha-Jin said. The next day, they invited 3 aliens who were visiting Earth as scientific observers. The aliens came from different assembly worlds and had agreed to help with experiments. "Thank you for coming," Ha-Jin said to the visitors. "Today we want to compare some basic physical abilities." The first test was simple: running. The track was set up outside in Earth's full gravity and atmosphere. The alien from a low-gravity world could barely stand. Another moved slowly, breathing hard in Earth's thick air. The third did better but tired quickly. Meanwhile, Min-Ho ran easily, not even out of breath after several laps. "Amazing," said one alien observer. "On my world, we would never waste energy running like this." The strength tests showed an even bigger gap. The aliens struggled to lift weights that human children could handle. "But our minds are similar," Ha-Jin noted as they compared brain scans. "We all think at about the same speed. The difference is purely physical." Later, they found something else important. "Look at this healing rate," Min-Ho said, showing a simulation of cell repair. "Humans heal about 3 times faster than the Creole. And we need less sleep." Ha-Jin sat back in her chair. "Evolution made us tough. Earth tried to kill us millions of times, and we survived. We should share this with military command," Min-Ho said, gathering their data. That evening, they presented their findings to Captain Jai-Ho and other defense leaders. "So you're saying we're naturally stronger than most aliens?" Jai-Ho asked. "Yes," Ha-Jin replied. "In Earth-like conditions, humans have huge advantages in strength, endurance, and recovery. But in space, those advantages disappear," Min-Ho added. "Their ships control gravity and air. That's why technology still matters." Jai-Ho thought for a moment. "Then we need to use our natural abilities as part of our strategy. If the Creole attack again, we can't just rely on our ships." "There's something else," Ha-Jin said quietly. "The Creole evolved on a world with very stable conditions. They never experienced ice ages or major climate shifts like Earth had." "What does that mean for us?" asked one of the military officers. "It means they don't adapt well to change," Min-Ho explained. "Humans are masters of adaptation We've survived every disaster our planet threw at us. Jai-Ho nodded slowly. So we use unpredictable tactics. We change our strategies when they least expect it. Exactly, Had-Jin said. We're tougher, stronger, and more adaptable. Those are advantages the Creole can't match. As the meeting ended, Jai-Ho looked at the star map showing Creole territory. Admiral Do thinks he knows what humans are capable of, he said, but he has no idea what he's really facing. Back in their lab, Had-Jin and Minho continued working through the night, creating new tools that would help humans use their natural advantages in the coming battle. The Creole may have better ships, Had-Jin said, but they've never fought anything like us before. Minho smiled, and they'll never want to fight us again. Admiral Do stood before the Creole High Command, his voice echoing in the Grand Chamber. Humans are not just primitives with lucky weapons, he said. They are dangerous animals who must be contained before they threaten galactic peace. Images of Earth appeared on the large screens around the room. Admiral Do had edited the battle footage to make it seem like humans had attacked first. I request a full battle fleet to secure the human system, he finished. The High Commander nodded slowly. You have permission, Admiral. Show these humans the true power of the Creole Empire. Across the galaxy, Ambassador Taiwan secretly sent a warning message to Earth. The Creole are coming with a much larger force. Prepare yourselves. On Earth, Captain Jai-Ho gathered military leaders from all nations in the Defense Command Center. We have maybe 3 weeks before they arrive, he said. We need more ships and better weapons. Engineer Yuna stepped forward. She was small but spoke with confidence. I studied the Creole ship we captured. Their life support systems are their weakness. She showed diagrams on the main screen. Creole need special air mixtures. Their bodies can't handle rapid pressure changes. We can use that against them. How? Asked a general. Yuna smiled. I've designed new weapons that target life support systems instead of ship engines. If we can make their air toxic or change the pressure quickly, we can disable their crews without destroying their ships. Jai-Ho nodded. Good. What about our defenses? We're converting mining ships and space stations into fighting platforms, another officer reported. But we still don't have enough. Then we use what makes humans special, Jai-Ho said. Our adaptability and endurance. He outlined a plan that made many officers uncomfortable. Human crews would work triple shifts. They would fight for days without rest if needed. They would use Earth's gravity and atmosphere as weapons. It will be hard on our people, Jai-Ho admitted. But we can endure conditions the Creole cannot. At the Galactic Assembly, Sung Min was fighting a different battle. Admiral Do had started a propaganda campaign, showing doctored videos of humans acting violently. Humans eat other animals, Admiral Do told the assembly. They fight wars against their own kind. They will bring chaos to our ordered galaxy. Many representatives believed him. Some even offered to join the Creole fleet. Some men worked tirelessly to change minds. He showed human art, music, and scientific achievements. He arranged for alien visitors to meet human families and children. We are not perfect, some men told the assembly. But we seek peace, not war. The Creole attacked us, not the other way around. Some listened. Ambassador Taiwan and representatives from 12 other worlds formed a group supporting Earth. We cannot allow the Creole to destroy a young species simply because they are different, Taiwan said. In secret, they arranged to send advanced technology to Earth. Not weapons, but shields and communication systems that would help humans defend themselves. Back on Earth, the transformation was dramatic. Space stations that once studied stars now bristled with weapons. Ordinary citizens trained to support the defense effort. Scientists worked around the clock to understand alien technology. Engineer Yuna tested her new weapons in the desert. They released chemicals that were harmless to humans, but would make Creole unconscious within seconds. Will it be enough? Asked a worried technician. It has to be, Yuna replied. Captain Jai-Ho spent his nights studying Creole battle tactics from previous wars. They always followed the same patterns, the same strategies that had worked for centuries. That's their weakness, he told his officers. They don't adapt. We do. As the deadline approached, Jiho stood on the bridge of the newly reinforced ESS Defender. More ships had joined the fleet, but they were still outnumbered. "Captain," said the communications officer, "we're detecting multiple ships entering the outer solar system. It's the Creel fleet." Jiho took a deep breath. "All ships to battle positions. Remember your training. Show them what humans can do." The greatest test of humanity had begun. Admiral Do smiled as he looked at the display showing his massive fleet. 100 Creel warships against Earth's pitiful defenses. This would be an easy victory. "The humans have only 50 ships, his officer reported. "They are forming a defensive line near their fourth planet." "Mars," Admiral Do said. "They think they can stop us there." He laughed. "Send in the first attack wave. Crush them quickly." On the ESS Defender, Captain Jiho watched the Creel ships approach. His plan was risky, but it was their only chance. "All ships, maintain position," he ordered. "Remember, we fight in shifts. First cruise for 12 hours, then switch. We can last longer than they can." The first Creel ships fired, bright beams cutting through space toward the human fleet. "Evasive pattern Delta," Jiho commanded. The human ships moved in ways the Creel did not expect, twisting and turning to avoid the attack. For 6 hours, the battle continued this way. The human ships took damage but kept fighting. The Creel expected them to retreat or be destroyed, but they held their position. Admiral Do grew angry. "Why haven't we broken through yet? They are just humans." "Sir, their ships keep changing tactics," his officer replied. "And their crews show no signs of fatigue." On the Defender, the first crew shift ended. Fresh humans took control while the others rested. "Status report," Jiho asked his new second officer. 8 ships damaged, but still fighting. The Creel have lost 3 ships and 4 more are disabled. Jiho nodded. "Good. Now for Phase 2. Engineer Yuna, are your weapons ready?" Yuna's face appeared on the screen. "Yes, Captain. The gas bombs are ready. We need to get closer to their command ships." "Understood. All ships, advance formation. Target their life support systems." The human fleet suddenly moved forward, surprising the Creel. Small fighter ships launched from the larger vessels, each carrying Yuna's special weapons. Admiral Do watched in confusion. What are they doing? They can't win by attacking. Order all ships to hold position and destroy them as they approach. But the human fighters were too fast and maneuverable. They slipped past the Creel defenses and attached small devices to the hulls of several large ships. "Sir, they've attached something to our ships," an officer reported to Admiral Do. "Scan it," he ordered. Before they could respond, the devices activated. They didn't damage the ships, but instead pumped a special gas into the Creel life support systems. Inside the Creel ships, alarm bells rang as the air changed. Creel crew members began coughing and struggling to breathe. The gas wasn't deadly, but it made them weak and confused. "What's happening?" Admiral Do demanded, feeling his own head spin. "Emergency systems now." But the emergency systems had also been affected. On ship after ship, Creel crew members collapsed at their stations. Engineer Yuna monitored the results from the Defender. "It's working, Captain. Their crews are incapacitated." The battle continued for 3 days. Human crews worked in shifts, remaining fresh and alert. The Creel, unable to rotate their crews due to their ship's design, grew exhausted. On the 3rd day, Admiral Do faced a difficult decision. 20 of his ships were disabled. 30 more had crews too exhausted to fight effectively. The humans, despite heavy damage to their fleet, kept fighting with the same intensity as when the battle began. "How are they doing this?" he wondered aloud. "No species can fight continuously for this long." His second-in-command looked at him with tired eyes. "Sir, Our crews need rest. We cannot continue like this. Admiral Doe stared at the battle display. His magnificent fleet was being defeated not by superior technology, but by human endurance. Send the signal, he finally ordered. All ships to fall back and regroup at the edge of the system. As the Creel fleet retreated, cheers erupted on the bridges of human ships across the fleet. Captain Jai-ho didn't join the celebration. They'll be back, he said quietly. But now, they know what humans can do. News of the battle spread quickly through the galaxy. No one had expected humans to defeat a Creel battle fleet. In the Galactic Assembly, representatives watched recordings of the fight with amazement. They saw human ships continuing to fight despite damage. They saw crews working for days without rest. They saw tactics that changed constantly, confusing the Creel. These humans are more dangerous than we thought, said one representative. Ambassador Taiwan stood to address the assembly. Dangerous, or simply determined to survive. The Creel attacked them without cause. Humans defended their home. Sung Nin joined him at the center of the chamber. We don't want war. We want to join the galactic community in peace, but we will defend ourselves if threatened. More representatives began to support Earth, not because they liked humans, but because they feared the Creel Empire's power. If humans could stand against the Creel, perhaps other worlds could too. Ambassador Taiwan built a coalition of 30 species who demanded an investigation into Admiral Doe's actions. The Creel have claimed too much power for too long. Taiwan told Sung Min privately, your people may have started something bigger than you know. In a distant part of the assembly station, Admiral Doe faced angry questions from his superiors. You failed to defeat a primitive species, said the Creel High Commander. Now others question our strength. Admiral Doe bowed low. I underestimated them. The humans have unusual endurance and adaptability, but they are still weak. With more ships and better tactics, we will crush them. No, said the High Commander. Your failure has cost us too much already. The Assembly is sending observers to the human system. Any further action must wait. Admiral Doe's eyes narrowed with anger. Wait, while the humans grow stronger, while they spread their dangerous ideas to other worlds. The High Commander turned away. Those are my orders, Admiral. Obey them. But Admiral Doe had no intention of waiting. In secret, he contacted loyal ship captains. Prepare your vessels. We will solve the human problem ourselves. On Earth, Captain Jai-ho oversaw repairs to the damaged fleet. Even with help from friendly alien species, many ships would take months to fix. We won this battle, he told his officers, but the war may not be over. Engineer Yuna had better news. I've improved the gas weapons, she said, and I found a way to disrupt their ship communications. Next time, we'll be even more effective. Scientists Ha-Jin and Min-ho made an important discovery by studying captured Creel. Their brains process information differently than ours. Ha-Jin explained to Earth's leaders. Creel think in patterns. When something doesn't fit their pattern, they struggle to respond. That's why our changing tactics worked so well. Min-ho added, they couldn't predict what we would do next. This knowledge helped humans prepare better defenses. They created battle plans that would seem chaotic to the Creel, but made perfect sense to humans. 3 assembly observer ships arrived in Earth's orbit. They recorded everything. The destroyed moon base, damaged Earth ships, and captured Creel vessels. Their evidence confirmed that Admiral Doe had attacked first. The lead observer, a tall being with translucent skin, met with Earth's leaders. The Assembly recognizes your right to defend yourselves, but many still fear human potential. What does that mean for Earth? Sung Min asked. It means you are not alone, but you are not fully accepted either. Some want to welcome you. Others would prefer you stay isolated in your system. Captain Jai-ho looked out the window at the stars. And the Creel? What will happen to Admiral Doe? The observer's expression darkened. Admiral Doe has disappeared with 12 warships. His location is unknown. A heavy silence filled the room. Everyone understood what this meant. "Then we should prepare," Jaiho said. "The Admiral isn't finished with us yet." As night fell over Earth, people looked up at the sky with new knowledge. They were not alone in the universe. They had survived their first contact with an alien empire. But the stars now held both promise and threat. And somewhere in the darkness, Admiral Do plotted his revenge. Some men walked quickly through the dark hallways of the assembly station's lower levels. Ambassador Taiwan had sent him an urgent message to meet in secret. When he arrived at the small room, Taiwan was not alone. 3 other aliens waited with him. "These are friends," Taiwan said. "They have important information." One alien, with skin like blue crystal, spoke softly. "I work in the Assembly Security Office. I found something disturbing. There is a plan to destroy Earth." Some men felt cold fear. "The Creel again." "Not just the Creel," said another alien. "Many powerful species are involved." Taiwan handed Sung Min a data device. "This contains proof. Some in the assembly fear humans more than you know." Back on Earth, scientist Hajin made a startling discovery. She called Minho and Captain Jiho to her lab immediately. "Look at these brain patterns," she said, showing them scans of different alien species. "All of them have similar structures in this region." She pointed to an area near the center. "What does it mean?" Jiho asked. "This part processes external signals at a specific frequency. I thought it was just for communication, but it's more than that." Hajin looked excited but worried. "I think it's how some species control others." She showed them a human brain scan. "We don't have this structure. We can't be controlled the same way." Minho understood first. "You're saying some aliens can control the minds of other species, like mind control?" "Not exactly mind control," Hajin explained. "More like strong suggestion. They can make other species feel fear or trust. It's subtle but effective." "And humans are immune," Jiho said slowly. "Is that why the Creel and others want to destroy us?" "Because they can't control us." Hajin nodded. "I think so. We're the first advanced species they found who are completely resistant." At the same time, Sung Min was sharing his evidence with Earth's leaders through a secure channel. "There's a group called the Controllers," he explained. "They've influenced the assembly for centuries. When they found humans are immune to their power, they decided we must be eliminated." "Admiral Do works for them," he continued. "His attack wasn't just Creel aggression. It was the first step in a plan to prevent humans from joining the galactic community." Captain Jiho listened with growing anger. "So all this time, we've been fighting a secret war we didn't even know about. And now Admiral Do has gone rogue with 12 ships," added Sung Min. "He's planning something, but we don't know what." Jiho stood up. "We need to find out. I'll take a small team on the Pathfinder, our fastest ship. We'll track Do and learn his plans." 3 days later, the Pathfinder followed the trail of the Creel ships to an abandoned space station near the edge of Creel territory. "No signs of life," reported the scan officer, "but there's power running." Jiho made a bold decision. "I'll lead a team inside. We need information more than safety right now." They boarded the station wearing special suits Engineer Yuna had designed to protect against Creel weapons. Inside, they found empty halls and dark rooms. "Something happened here," Jiho said, looking at marks on the walls. There was a fight. In the central command room, they found what they were looking for: a data terminal still running, filled with Admiral Do's plans. "This is worse than we thought," Jiho said as he read the screen. "Do isn't just planning to attack Earth. He's going to use a weapon that can destroy the entire system." They copied the data and prepared to leave, but alarms suddenly blared through the station. "We've been detected," shouted one of Jiho's team. They ran for the exit, but Creel soldiers appeared, blocking their path. Jiho and his team fought bravely, using their superior strength and endurance against the aliens. "Get to the ship," Jiho ordered his team as he held off 3 Creel soldiers. The information must reach Earth. As the Pathfinder escaped with the vital data, Jiho was captured. Admiral Do himself entered the room, looking down at the human captain with hate in his eyes. "Captain Jiho," he said, "now you will tell me all of Earth's secrets." Jiho looked up defiantly. "I will tell you only one thing. You made a mistake attacking humans. You won't get a second chance." Ambassador Taiwan stood before the full Galactic Assembly. The Great Chamber was completely silent as he prepared to speak. "Honored representatives," he began, "I have proof of a terrible crime against all free species." Behind him, some men operated the display system. Images appeared showing secret meetings between the controllers and various officials. For centuries, a group called the Controllers has used mind-affecting technology to influence our decisions. Taiwan continued. "They have kept many species as slaves without us knowing it." Angry shouts filled the chamber. Many representatives couldn't believe what they were hearing. "Lies," shouted a representative from a world allied with the Creel. "Not lies," said Sungmin, stepping forward. "Truth." He played a recording of Admiral Do speaking with masked figures. "The humans must be destroyed," Do said in the recording. "Their immunity to control makes them dangerous to our entire system." The chamber erupted in chaos. Species that had supported the Creel now questioned everything. Others who had feared humans started to see them differently. "Admiral Do has gone rogue," Taiwan announced. "He plans to use a planet-killing weapon against Earth. We must stop him." On Admiral Do's command ship, Captain Jiho was brought to the bridge. Despite days of questioning, he had revealed nothing. "Your friends have exposed our plans to the Assembly," Admiral Do said angrily. "But it changes nothing. We are already on our way to your system with the Nova Bomb." Jiho, though weak from his captivity, remained defiant. "Even if you destroy Earth, humans have colonies on Mars and beyond. You can't kill us all." "We will find every last human," Do promised. "Your kind is too dangerous to exist." A Creel officer approached. "Sir, we are detecting ships following us." "Many ships." Do checked the display. "Assembly vessels. They dare interfere." On the lead assembly ship, Ambassador Taiwan and representatives from 20 species worked together. After the evidence was revealed, they had formed a coalition to stop Admiral Do. "We must catch them before they reach Earth," Taiwan told the others. Back on Earth, Engineer Yuna had created a new weapon specifically designed to disable the Nova Bomb. The problem was getting close enough to use it. "We need a distraction," she told Earth's Defense Council. "Something that will draw their attention while we target the bomb." Scientist Hajin had an idea. "What if we use their mind control technology against them? We could create a device that disrupts their control signals." "Can you build it in time?" asked a council member. Hajin and Minho looked at each other. "With Yuna's help, yes," Minho answered. Earth's remaining ships prepared for battle. They were joined by vessels from friendly alien worlds. Together, they formed a line of defense between Earth and the approaching Creel fleet. Meanwhile, the Assembly Coalition ships caught up to Admiral Do near Saturn. "Surrender now," Taiwan transmitted to the Creel ships. "The Assembly has ordered you to stand down." Admiral Do laughed. "I don't take orders from the Assembly anymore. The controllers will reward me when humans are eliminated." The battle began. Assembly ships attacked the Creel fleet from behind, while Earth's forces engaged from the front. On Do's ship, Captain Jiho saw his opportunity. When the ship shook from an attack, the guards were distracted. Jiho broke free and fought his way through the ship. Engineer Yuna led a small team in a stealth ship, approaching the vessel carrying the Nova Bomb. They attached their device to its hull. "Disruption field activated," she reported. "The bomb is disabled." Admiral Do realized too late what was happening. "No, protect the Nova Bomb." But his forces were fighting on 2 fronts now. More ships abandoned him as news spread that the controllers had been exposed. On the bridge of his ship, Admiral Doe watched his great plan falling apart. Then the door opened, and Captain Jiho entered. "It's over, Admiral," Jiho said. "Your controllers can't save you." Doe reached for a weapon, but Jiho was faster and stronger. In seconds, the Admiral was pinned to the floor. "You're right about one thing," Jiho told him. "You only fight humans once, because you don't survive a second time." 1 month after the battle near Saturn, Admiral Doe stood trial before the Galactic Assembly. Representatives from 200 worlds watched as evidence of his crimes was presented. Admiral Doe attacked a peaceful species without provocation, the Assembly leader announced. He planned to destroy an entire inhabited system. These actions violate our most sacred laws. Doe stood with his head high, showing no regret. "I did what was necessary to protect the galactic order. Humans cannot be controlled. They will bring chaos to everything we have built." Sung Min stepped forward. "Is that the true purpose of the Assembly? To control? We thought it existed to unite species in peace." Many representatives nodded in agreement. The revelation of the controller's influence had changed how they viewed their own government. "Admiral Doe," the Assembly leader said, "you are found guilty of war crimes against humanity and conspiracy against the Assembly itself. You will spend the rest of your life in isolation on a prison world." As guards led Doe away, he looked at Captain Jiho with hatred. "You've doomed the galaxy to disorder." Jiho simply watched him go, saying nothing. The battle was over, but the work of peace had just begun. Later that day, Earth was officially invited to join the Galactic Assembly as a full member. Sung Min became humanity's first official ambassador. "This is a historic moment," Sung Min said in his acceptance speech. "Humans have dreamed of joining a galactic community for centuries. We come not as conquerors, but as partners." The influence of humans spread quickly. Captain Jiho's battle tactics were studied at military academies across the galaxy. His ability to adapt and change strategies during combat was especially admired. The Jiho Doctrine emphasizes flexibility over rigid patterns, a teacher explained to alien cadets. This is why humans were able to defeat larger, more advanced forces. Throughout the galaxy, species began to resist controller influence once they learned it existed. Devices created by Hajin and Minho helped protect vulnerable species from mental manipulation. On worlds where controllers had ruled for centuries, revolutions began. People demanded freedom and true self-government. Humans didn't just defend themselves. Ambassador Taiwan told Sung Min as they watched news of these events. They changed the galaxy. 6 months after the trial, a new council formed to rebuild the assembly. Sung Min was chosen as one of its leaders. "Our first task is to end the classification of species as primitive or advanced," Sung Min announced. "All intelligent life deserves protection and respect." This new policy stopped the practice of advanced species conquering or exploiting younger civilizations. Planets that had suffered under this system began to recover. Engineer Yuna led a project to share human technology with other worlds. Not weapons, but medical advances, agricultural methods, and tools for clean energy. "Humans aren't special because of our strength or endurance," she explained to a gathering of alien scientists. "We're special because we help each other survive. We want to extend that help to all species." Scientist Hajin established the Galactic Research Initiative, where scientists from different worlds work together on common problems. By combining human adaptability with the unique abilities of other species, we can solve challenges none of us could solve alone, she said at the opening ceremony. A year after the battle, Captain Jiho visited a space station near the border of what had been Creole territory. He heard an alien bartender telling new visitors, "Remember, you only fight humans once." "What does that mean?" asked the curious traveler. "It means humans are the toughest, most determined species in the galaxy," the bartender explained. "They don't give up, they don't surrender, and they learn from every fight. If you're smart, you'll make friends with them instead." Jiho smiled slightly as he listened. The saying had spread across the stars. becoming part of galactic culture. As he looked out the window at the endless stars, Jeho thought about how far humanity had come. From a single planet to members of a vast community. From fighting for survival to building peace. The galaxy was changing, becoming more just, more free. And humans, once feared for their difference, were helping lead the way.